We're here today, I think, because people with disabilities want to state the fact that they have human rights and they want those rights respected. Too often we're seen as numbers. Either people who are in recipient of allowances or services or not in receipt of those services when we need them. But the fact that I think that people have had enough of not having rights respected, of having services refused, and of being invisible. And I think today is about visibility. It's about people with disabilities, their friends and their families coming together to, show people and show politicians that they are individuals, they are names and faces and human beings. We're talked about as the most vulnerable all the time, and I think that's just names and labels and conditions and, oh, you poor unfortunate people. This is about bringing power back and about us speaking up for ourselves and stating our case, because the politicians aren't doing a very good job of it. They use us as political fodder, but they don't really listen to us, and they don't. We haven't signed the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. We still have legislation dating back to the 19th century in place, which refers to people with intellectual disabilities and those with mental health conditions as lunatics, and that's still law in this country. We need to change a lot of legislation. It's not about spending money. In many ways, it's about changing laws and policies and attitudes, and the recession shouldn't cut that off. We want the programme for government to implement it. That's the first thing, because there are commitments, they're not great, but they're there and they should be implemented. That we should have new legislation around mental capacity. We should have inspection of the residential locations that people live in, and also that people should be moved out into appropriate locations in their communities with the supports that they need to live full lives as part of their communities. I think today is about marking people's cards and taking the movement forward and to bring unity together, because I think a lot of time is spent splitting people with disabilities up, and this is about coming together under one banner to state our cause and begin a campaign.